Hello everyone, welcome to these self-knowledge lectures. Today we're having lecture number 41 of the 50 lectures that are part of the phase A of this self-knowledge course that we are broadcasting every Sunday through this page. Today we're having the lecture, The Dance of the Derviches and the Transmutation of Cosmic Forces. And the objective of today's lecture will be to give the guide to some practical tools that are going to help us to optimize our inner work, our esoteric work. So, just a second. We are going to see today the dance or the dances of the dervishes because we are going to see three types of dances or runic movements that are going to help us to achieve a better concentration that are going to help us to achieve their concentration when we are going to make some of our esoteric practices such as astral projection or meditation and so on. And also we are going to see the transmutation of the cosmic forces, which is the great practice that is also very helpful for us to advance, to have a better performance in our practices. So let's start by seeing what are the dervishes and their dances. So the dervishes, who are they? Dervishes are Turkish masters who live in the desert. There are singing dervishes and dancing dervishes. The singing dervishes used to teach through songs and through music the processes of the consciousness, and the dancing dervishes taught through dance how the body can be in harmony with the universe, with certain movements or runes which within us move forces that are very, very useful to achieve concentration. So what are these dances that we're going to see today useful for? Well, they are going to help us to harmonize the physical body with our inner part, to get good results in any practice, as they help us to relax and to achieve a good concentration state. There are three dances, as I was saying. They are very simple. We are going to learn now how they are done so that we are encouraged to check their effect when we go to do any of the practices that we have learned here in the course. So let's see how the first of these dances are done. The first dance is very useful because it will help us to deliver the solar plexus and all the emotional area. Also, it organizes and puts the 7 chakras to spin correctly. The mismanagement of the energy and the energy expenditure in which all humans live make these chakras to spin counterclockwise. So when you practice this dance, the first one, you are going to make your 7 chakras to start rotating in a clockwise direction. Also, this dance aligns the 3 brains. We have our emotional brain, our intellectual brain, and we also have our motor instinctive sexual brain. So what this dance is going to do is that it will align these 3 brains, and it's going to produce a vibratory phenomenon that are going to put us in the best state, in harmony, to make any of our practices. This practice is actually very simple. You just need to be standing up with your arms like open, like this, as you see here in the image, and you're going to start spinning. You're going to start like rotating in the direction of a clockwise direction from left to right. I don't know if you can see me, just or if there is a mirror thing with this broadcast, but actually it's from left. This is my left hand to right. You're going to turn. You are going to turn like a minimum of 20 times, and when you finish spinning, you are going to put the right foot forward, bending it a little, as you can see here, and you're going to put your left arm on your right knee so you can like stand, and your right hand is going to squeeze like this point, the point between the eyebrows, so you stop the dizziness, because you're going to be rotating a minimum of 21 laps, and you're going to start feeling like dizzy the first times. And actually, if this practice is done for 8 followed days, one realizes that there is no longer that dizzy feel, because that dizzy feel is because of how loaded is our liver. And when you are like downloading your liver, you can actually have a better performance in your astral projection, because the liver actually, when it is like so loaded, it can make us not to have good results in the astral projection. So after 8 days doing this practice, you're going to feel how this dizziness is just gone, or if you feel it's just very, very little. This practice must be done every day. So I was saying a minimum of 21 laps. And here I have a video of how this practice is actually done. You can see that it is very simple. You just need to be turning a minimum of 21 times, and at the end you're going to make the position that I was explaining, so you stop like the dizziness. This practice is very useful. When you finish this practice, you feel like if you can concentrate better. There you can see how you need to put, so you stop like the dizziness. This is the first of the dances. The second one is very useful to quiet the mind. Most people work all day and charge like many concerns, and those concerns are which not allow us to focus when we are trying to meditate or when we are trying to achieve the conscious astral projection, or when we are trying to do any practice. So, and if we are like intellectuals and we are like in the office all day sitting, it is necessary to balance us a little so we can like advance in our inner work. So it is recommended for a space of 5 or 10 minutes before we are going to do any practice to do this dance. This exercise is actually very simple, and it is very useful because it also coordinates the 3 brains. The intellectual brain like quiets first. The best way to quiet the intellectual is not thinking. And when you are trying to coordinate the 3 movements of this practice, then as you are like concentrated there, coordinating the movements, the intellectual brain just like stop thinking. And it also helps us balance the emotional part, as it puts the encouragement that is required to start any practice, and it also balances the motor brain. And as I was saying, this exercise is also very simple, and it is carried out like this. We are going to start to jog in the place, and at the same time, we are going to start like clapping rhythmically back and forth, And at the same time, we're going to be turning our head from side to side. So we are going to try to coordinate the movements of the legs and the clapping movement and the movement of our head. Uh, Undoubtedly, when you're doing this exercise, you cannot think, and that is very useful because, like, no thought is held there. Then it begins to like perform the process of the balance. If we do this exercise for 5 or 10 minutes before any practice that we're gonna do, we are going to have a better performance in the practice. Here I also have a video to show you how this is done. So it's very simple, just the movement, coordinate the movement of the legs, the clapping movements of the hands, and the movement of the head from side to side. That is that simple. Now let's see the third dance, because the third dance is just like a variation of the second one. And in this one, what we are going to do is that we are going to the same start jogging in place, but this time we're going to start clapping rhythmically to the left and to the right. And when we clap to the left, we are going to turn our head to the right, to the opposite side. And when we are clap to the right, we are going to turn our head to the left. And we are going to coordinate the jogging movement of your feet, and you're going to coordinate with this movement. And it is simple, actually. You just have to practice until you coordinate the movements very well. I have also a video here to show you how simple it is. Just coordinating the three movements, and it actually also helps us to coordinate the three brains to achieve a better concentration. So you achieve like a relaxation of your intellectual brain, the mind like stop thinking, and you achieve like the balance of your emotional parts and the balance of the motor parts. So when you finish doing these runic movements, you like end with a great vibratory state, and you feel like in harmony enough to do any practice. In these last two exercises, the second and the third dance, the important thing is to coordinate the three things: the head movements, the arm movements, back and forth or sideways, and the leg movements, that is. And finally, also to coordinate the breathing pace. So, and when you already have like enough practice, it actually becomes very easy. You know that is practice that makes master. And well, these are the dance of the dervishes. As you see, they are very simple, but it is good that you put them into practice so you can like check the effect that they are going to have in your body, and how when you are going to make any practice, if you 5 or 10 minutes before doing the practice, no, I mean after, before, before doing the practice, sorry, you make these dances, you're going to have a better performance in the meditation, the astral projection, the transmutation of cosmic forces that we are gonna see now, or any of the practices that you are trying to make. And now let's see the transmutation of the cosmic forces. The transmutation of cosmic forces is a work that we must do consciously. This work is done between the planet Earth, the microcosm man, and the sun Sirius, which is the sun, the central sun of the galaxy. And before we start doing this practice, we must do the dance of the dervishes to have enough concentration, because for this practice we need a lot of concentration. When we do this work, the work of the transmutation of cosmic forces, we actually earn dharma for the conscious help that we are doing to the planet with this practice. And that dharma is reflected in the strength that we gain for the participation in this work. The planet Earth currently needs our conscious cooperation, and when we do this practice, we are also charged with a spiritual energy and with strength for our interior work. Um, the planet Earth, let me show you here. The planet Earth has its sun inside. In the center of the planet, there is a sun, and this sun is called I don't remember how to. It's like Melchizedek. I think that is the correct pronunciation of that name. Sorry. And inside us, we have our inner sun. And this sun is in, like here in our heart, it is known as the nose atom or the nose sun that is inside us. And in the center of the galaxy, we find the Sun series. There is where we find the army of the boys that we saw in the lecture number 28 when we talk about the universal Christ, or that union of enlightened masters, those cosmic creators who form the army of the boys. It has all the energy that sustains the creation. If one imagines the spiritual sun series, you see like a spiral of lights formed by millions and millions of angels that move the army of the boys. A spectacular shine. And depending of the degree of concentration that you have during the practice, you can actually see this. And a person doing the transmutation of cosmic forces for, let's say, an hour or 2 hours may see things like this. And but a chance to actually see it is to achieve very good concentration during the practice. So this work will be done by transferring energy through these three suns. So from the Melchizedek sun to the new sun to the Sirius sun, we are going to take that energy that is actually now contaminated, the contaminated energy of the planet Earth. We are going to take it to the central sun of the galaxy. So this energy is going there to be cleaned, to be purified, and we are going to return the energy now recharged and purified to the center of the planet. We do this job invoking first our inner being, because our being, or for our being, there is no space or time. So the distance to Sirius actually doesn't matter. The distance from where we are to the center of the Earth, which are like 6,240 kilometers, like around that I think, more or less. To our being, that distance just doesn't exist. He, in a second, can actually be there. So what we are going to do is that we're going to sit down with the palms of the hand facing up, and we are going to imagine the vortices of perception and transmission of cosmic energy that are in our toes. Then the job is to move energy from the planet Earth to our heart, and then to move it to the Sun series, then lower it again to our heart, and finally deliver that purified cosmic energy to the planet Earth. And that is like a full lap of the practice. And we are going to do this, or we are going to carry this energy with the breathing and imagination procedure. We are going first to inhale while we carry the energy from the center of the earth to our heart. There we are going to hold the air while with our imagination we carry the energy to the Sirius sun. There we imagine that wonderful Sirius sun, and there the energy is going to be purified and it's going to be recharged, and we are going to bring the energy back from Sirius to our inner sun while we are holding the air. And then when we exhale, we are going to deliver it to the planet Earth, uh, like expelling all air from the lungs. There, we expel the energy and we bring it to or we deliver it to the center of the planet. To do this practice, you can be sitting or you can be standing, it doesn't matter. But something that is important is that we are going to imagine 5 infinity symbols or 5 eights. The first one that we are going to imagine will be when we take the energy from the center of the earth. We are going to imagine the inner sun of the earth, and we make there with our imagination that infinity symbol or that 8 in the Melchizedek sun. And we are going to imagine the energy entering through our feet and reaching our hearts. And there in our heart, we are going to make the second 8, right there. There, we are going to bring, while we hold the air, we're going to bring the energy to the sun Sirius, and there we are going to make the third 8 there. And when we bring the energy back, and we bring it to our heart again, we are going to imagine in our heart the fourth 8 there. And when we deliver the energy to the planet Earth, we are going to imagine there the fifth 8 in the center of the Earth when we exhale and we deliver the energy. So you don't get confused. From the beginning, we are going to we can do it like standing up, but as we are going to make, I don't know, half an hour, 1 hour of this practice, it is good to be like sit, yeah. So you are going to be there, you're going to invoke your being to help you to do this practice. And we are going to start with an inhalation. While we inhale, we are going to imagine how the first 8 in the inner sun of the planet Earth. And we are going to imagine as we inhale how the energy comes from the inner sun of the earth, enters through our feet and goes to our heart. That's when we are inhaling the air. And there, in our heart, we are going to make the second 8. There, we are going to hold the air, and we are going to imagine how the energy goes or comes out from our crown to Sirius, because the crown here is the exit point of the planet, of the microcosm then. And how the energy goes to Sirius, and there in Sirius we imagine the third 8 there, very concentrated with our eyes closed. And now we are going to take that energy back to our heart. It's going to enter back, and it's coming to our heart. And in our heart, we are going to make the fourth 8 there in our heart. And leaving the heart, when we exhale the air, we are going to send all the energy that we bring. We are going to imagine how we download that energy into the center of the planet, and there we are going to make the fifth 8. That is one lap of the practice. And there you continue doing the same procedure, taking the energy, bringing it to the Sirius sun by making the infinity symbols in the planet Earth, in the heart, in the Sirius sun, then in your heart, and then when you deliver the energy. That is the procedure, and you are going to repeat it, and you are going to repeat it. So a full breath, inhalation, retention, and exhalation will take from 30 seconds to a minute according to the lung capacity that everyone has. So there is no need to worry about running, so no rush. So we repeat that procedure as many times as possible. Hopefully we can dedicate to this practice half an hour or an hour daily. And after the transmutation of cosmic forces, we are like loaded with unimaginable energy to practice astral projection, meditation, whatever. It is a very special energy, and the more you have transmuted, the better you feel, and you can concentrate better for doing other practices. So you can imagine this energy like silvery gray when collecting it from the earth, and let's say like golden or blue when you return in the energy from Sirius. And at the least expected moment, you start to see it. If you manage to be very concentrated during this practice, you can actually start seeing these things. So you will see the stream of energy that is running through your body, and but that can be seen during the practice, and that is very special. There are certain conditions to make this practice. The first one, sorry, is being barefoot. To be in a quiet place, if it is possible, in contact with the ground, so you can feel better the energy movements. If you cannot be in contact with the ground, then be on materials that do not like insulate, as it can be like tile floors. But never use like carpets. Never use, yeah, because they actually insulate the energy. And these practices, the one that we have seen today, they are very good. Please try it to achieve concentration and to gain a so needed strength for making our practices. And well, actually, this is all the information that I bring you today. I hope it is helpful for you. And as always, I will invite you to join us in our next lecture. That will be the next Sunday, where we are going to be talking about the two kinds of knowledge that exist, the objective knowledge and the subjective knowledge. That will be a very important lecture. So thank you very much for joining this video, and see you the next Sunday. If you have any question, you can leave your questions there in the chat or send it by the messenger here in the page. So thank you very much, and see you the next Sunday. Ciao, ciao.